Good morning. The day you've been waiting for, the book talk. Excited? Let's pray. Father, give us insight in today's talk that we may serve you better in Jesus' name. Oddly enough, I'm going to talk about the travel 30 location you must go to in Cambodia. Of course, it's in Korean. I usually try not to do book talk in English of the Korean book, but this I think is very interesting. I was at a place called K2 Travel. It's a travel agency that takes care of my yearly visa. Jenny and I, after reach 57, we could now get a retirement visa. So we just pay $350 a year. They take care of it, and then we could back and forth to Cambodia without any problem. So this is a great country. Please come and visit. They stay with us for a year. But anyway, so I was at the K2 Travel, and then I saw this Korean book, and I said, "Oh, can I buy this?" And the Cambodian lady said, "Oh no, that's from my husband. I'll give it to you free because you're a regular customer." I'm like, "Oh, you're married to Korea." It happens to be that a guy named Kim Woo-taek wrote it, and I actually met him and said hi. He's kind of pretty crazy guy. I don't think he's in Cambodia to do business, but because he, at 2013, he spent 4 years and he published Korean Khmer dictionary. Who does that, right? Who does that? Spend 4 years, Korean Khmer dictionary. And 2017, he's also a photograph guy, so he went around 30 locations of Cambodia and produced this. And they really challenged me on many fronts. Number one, I counted how many locations out of the 30 recommended that I've been, only 8. And even 8 of them were all related to ministry. So basically, I have not been to any location that Cambodia really is proud of that I haven't been. So do I really love Cambodia? What's going on? So I'm going to focus on the 8 location because I cannot tell you about other places I have not been. But this is interesting enough, this 8 location. Of course, when we talk about Cambodia, wow, Angkor Wat at Siem Reap, the city of Siem Reap, there is the largest temple in the world. I don't know if it's fable or truth, but they said from the moon, you could look at the Great Wall of China with naked eyes and Angkor Wat. That's what they claim. I don't know if it's true. But anyways, it's large. It's beautiful. On 1990, it was built 1113 to 1150. And it made into UNESCO the World Treasure, 1992. I've been there many times first time as myself, and then with the team, and then guests. And I was so sad that if I knew this book, that I would actually go to all this vicinity. There are other temples, and there's a Bayon, which is very near there. But I didn't do that. I only went to Angkor Wat. And Angkor Wat is, of course, a location that most people come into as a tourist. And I met a lot of Koreans who've been to Cambodia, but only came to Angkor Wat because they have a direct flight from Incheon to Angkor Wat. So they come, spend 3, 4, 5 days and go back to Korea, Japan too, Hong Kong too. So then they said, "Yeah, I've been to Cambodia." No, you have not been to Cambodia, man. You've been to Angkor Wat, right? It's like someone says that I've been to Korea because I had a direct flight to Bulgu Myeonggoksa, Gyeongju Bulguksa, and I saw the Korean temple and then came home. But it's totally worth it. You need to go, and next time I go, and next time when I write a book with the photograph on Cambodia, I would definitely hire a professional English-speaking tour guide and tour. It's interesting that all the guests that I took them with them, I didn't go with them because I said, actually, no, you go. And I pay the tour guide and they do English tour. And what was really amazing is that at Angkor Wat, they had Angkor Wat National Museum. I love museum. See, all the time I was goofing off in the hotel, I sure went to Angkor Wat Museum, right? So I'll definitely go there. Another location I lived for many, many years, live meaning not owning a house, but I visited Kampong Cham. That's the place that I built, Bright Future School. And every year we went there twice a year, spent many, 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 many days for about 7 years. And when I looked through the Kampong Cham area, I got really upset because there were such a wonderful locations. For example, Pretsa Preinoko, which is the temple, and beautiful temple, and a lot of historical places. And they had Wannoko Temple. Of course, it's all Buddhist tradition, so there'll be a lot of temples. And then the Propros Phnom Srei, which is the mountain. They have the statue of Buddha and the disciples chanting. They had Phnom Han Che Temple. Phnom is mountain. So there's a mountain. Every high spot, they just built temple. And then there was Bamboo Bridge, which is a lot of tourist attraction. It's a long bamboo bridge they made. And point is that because the Korean missionary that I work with in Kampong Cham refused to take me this place. Matter of fact, this is full of demons. Don't go. That's just not nice to think about our country. That's your theology, right? Of course it's full of demons. But it's just like said, a bunch of white missionaries come to Korea and said, don't ever go to Gyeongju Bulguksa. It's full of demons. So can you imagine white missionaries spending 20 years in Korea and never went to Gyeongju, demonize it, their culture. And that's what we're doing. And I can't believe I spent 7 years at Kampong Cham, built a school, worked at leprous colony, but never appreciated this area. And that's the repentance part, that next time I go Kampong Cham, I would actually visit these places. And then there's one location that I want to go is Takeo Museum. Matter of fact, Jenny hosted 2 women missionary in our place. Right above me is a guest room. Jenny made it beautiful. It's like a beautiful room with all the decor, like flowers. And we had a Korean missionary, single woman, who lived at Takeo for 15 years by herself. No support, just raised a kindergarten by herself. And so time to time, she needs to come and vent. And Jenny has been her mentor. And when she walked into the room, I saw this, she just came and hugged, and Jenny said, thank you so much. And this is better than hotel. I could rest here. Jenny feeds her, make meals, and time talk, praying for her, cry together. Wow. So I said, I want to go Takeo. But when I go Takeo, I want to go to your ministry, and I want to go to Takeo Museum. It seems like they got all that. I love museums. So of course, the second place I've been is National Museum. Wow, it's already 147 pages. So I just bypassed 140 pages, other than Siam Angkor Wat. So at National Museum in Phnom Penh, and that's something that you need to come and visit and go. There is a statue, stone statue, has a 0 in it. Traditionally, I would say 99% of the people I met, I asked, so where do you think the number 0 was first found? They said, in India. That's what Indian people pronounce, and they made it into public, and they think it's fact. It's a lie. They founded in Cambodia first, 100 years before I did. So this mathematician named Amir Akzer actually made his commission, his calling, finding zero. And he locates it in Phnom Penh National Museum. Actually, that stone was sitting at in America in Washington, D.C., the Smithsonian Museum. So they brought it back, but this pretty dumb people in the leadership in Cambodia doesn't know the value of it. So they just put it in this little corner. So when I was teaching RUPP, Royal University Philosophy Department, I went with a couple of the graduate school students and said, you must claim that. You must write books about it. You, not me, you. So we actually went and searched it, found it, and we took pictures. Yeah, so go there and find that statue. And right next to it is Royal Palace. You buy one ticket and you have access to both. So it's a pretty neat place. And they got a lot of stuff about kings and what they did. And of course, king does not live there anymore, but it has kind of become a museum. But most interesting thing is that how they displayed how all the servants of the palace would wear different color clothing based on Monday through Sunday. I guess king all day drank and had fun, and he doesn't care which day this is. He doesn't have to look at map or the calendars. Hey, she's wearing, oh, okay, today's Monday. She's wearing reddish yellow. Oh, next day's yellow. Okay, oh, today's purple day, Wednesday, right? On and on. Oh, it must be blue Saturday, right? No, I don't know. I'm just exaggerating. I'm sure king worked too. But that was interesting. The number 4 place I went is Killing Field. Killing Field is where 1975 to 1979, when a maniac named Pol Pot invades Phnom Penh and disperses everybody. And auto-genocide. That's the first time in history auto-genocide was used. His own people killing their own people without any reason. 1.7 million out of 8 million people at the time. So they would gather them at this camp and kill them systematically to a point where they found so many skulls, and they just kept all the skulls and start piling, and then became a tower. Once again, this stupid missionary that I met in Kampong would not even take me there. He said, oh, it's just full of demons, don't go there. You know, 7 years later, I visited this place. I realized, well, we departed. I guess I don't have good feelings to it. But when I visited, I'm like, how did I even thinking that I was serving this country without knowing the ethos and the pain that these people went through? Wow, unbelievable. You know, kind of stuff that they had is they have a thing called Wailing Tree where they will play loud music. And they don't want to waste their bullets, because they would actually grab a child by feet and then smash their head and dump it. So even now, if you ever go, you see the clothing coming out of the ground. So just this is unthinkable. Yes, I'm sure they're full of demons there. Well, you pray, but you need to walk that and feel the pain in order to serve these people. And then, of course, at Turtupong, that's where I used to live. It's a dual slang genocide museum. It's called S21. You go there, and this is another location in Phnom Penh. They gather all the political prisoners and they systematically kill everyone. And there's a guy named Duke who repents and becomes Christian and later confess of, tens of thousands that he killed. And then all the workers who executed his demand order refused to accept. And so I remember the famous court case. He pointed at all his, not disciples, his employees or his, I don't know what do you call it, workers. He said, "What do you mean I ordered to kill and you kill 100 people?" And they refused. What are you talking about? I'm innocent. I didn't kill anybody. If you read the book S21, this is amazing how these workers would just use hammer because they don't want to use gun. People could hear hammer or hatchet, kill 10 people, wash their hand, go back to their house because they all live together. They're his own house next door and have a wonderful dinner with little kids hanging around, enjoying their children. You gotta know that. And you gotta feel that pain. I remember in 20 years ago, we took the staff who worked at Kampong facility, and her father was killed there. And I remember her pain and as she walked through this little tiny hole they call it prison, and how they're all chained, and how they were what's the term? Harassed, So that they will confess. Finally, when you do enough when you give enough electricity and underwater dunking until you pass out several times a day, you will confess. Okay, I work for the government. So they kill him. Well, the fifth place I love to go is Gai. It's a beach. Recently, we were there because we were preaching at Kampot. And near Kampot, about 20 minutes away from Kampot, is a beach called Gai. And so we'll go there, and it's a nice beach, and they love to eat little crabs, small crabs. And matter of fact, Jenny will be taking the step there. And next week. So it's a beautiful place. When you go there, there is a thing called Rabbit Island, but their term is Tonsai. It's Tonsai. Ko Tonsai. Tonsai is a rabbit island. You take a boat ride about 30 minutes from Gai, a port, and you go there, shallow water, beautiful warm water, and you could swim all day. And then the place that I really, really, really want to go is Bokor National Park. Bokor National Park, because they have 100-year-old Catholic church there. 100-year-old church there. But of course, this author, Kim Woo-taek, is not a Christian, I don't think. So, I mean, he took the picture, but he does not explain what the significance of that. That's why I want to do a Christian perspective, and I want to go around, take pictures of where Christians were martyred, and I want to go and actually talk about this church, because the Catholics are now trying to translate or renovate as their monastery or place of prayer. The miracle of this is that Pol Pot did not destroy this building, because Pol Pot is a commie, and communists believe religion is opium to the people. So they destroy all the Buddhist temples, thousands of them, and of course all the churches. I mean, they are Buddhist and they're destroying monks, the temples. So of course all the churches, but this one survived. It's just a miracle. It's God's provision. So I want to go there and talk about it. So they have a Bokor Palace Hotel. So I said, hey, I'll check it in there and check it out. So I actually went to Agoda and checked it out. Ooh, with 28% off, it was $316. I said, okay, maybe not there. So a little further down, right, because I guess this guy is in the center of the national park, but they have another one for like 69. That's too old. So my journey will probably end. Hopefully before I go back to America, April 10th, I will visit there. I visited a lot of beaches. I love beaches. So I've been to Ochetier Beach. It's the sixth place I've been. It was so funny. The first time I went there, it says, world's best beach. This is in Sunnitville or Kampong Som. I went to Kampong Som almost every year because I was teaching at the Bible college there. And then I'll go to hold a pastor's conference there annually. We already did it there for 16 times. So I'll go there, but not anymore because it was taken over by Chinese investment. Chinese wants to make this place into second Macau, and they spend $1 billion building stuff, and this according to the world's best beach. It's only 4 kilometers long, which means 2.5 miles. And when I saw world's best beach, I said, "Oh, you haven't been to Monterey. You haven't been to Huntington Beach." Right? I think we have 230 miles of it. But anyways, in their mind, it's the best beach. And the tragic thing about this is that beach that I just showed you, you cannot access it. It has all become gambling hotel. I went to Serendipity Beach. Is my favorite beach. I will go there because hotel's like $45. And every time I teach at the Bible college, I'll stay there for 2-3 nights and teach. And I will enjoy the beach. Not anymore. I tried to check in there a couple of years ago. It's something like $150, and you need to gamble. So sad. Chinese come and they really don't care. They say, "Well, don't come." So most of these Cambodian, this used to be their favorite beach to go on vacation. Now they're all traveling now to Kai and Campo, which is about an hour and a half away south. I love Soka Beach, and even then, now Soka Beach is another story. Soka Beach, you cannot access either because Soka Beach is $230 a night hotel. The rich and famous Cambodian people come and enjoy themselves, and it's private. You cannot access it. So what do? I went to the lobby and coffee, and through lobby you could walk out to the beach. Just to see the beach. I'm not gonna check into $230 hotel, but then there you got Otra Beach, all these wonderful beaches. Finally, the 8th place I've been was Bustra Waterfall. Bustra is in Mondulkiri. That's about 8 hours bus ride from Phnom Penh. I took my younger brother, what do you call it? My cousin, who's a pastor, and I invited him to Cambodia. He's a Korean cult expert. So I had him teach Ansangong, cult called Ansangong. They worship this woman as goddess. Stupid stuff. But there are so many Cambodians buying into that. So we had a pastor's conference. He was a keynote speaker. So we end up at Mondulkiri. So of course, when you go Mondulkiri, you gotta go watch Busra Waterfall. We went there, and it's a really cute fall, small, tiny. I remember one of my disciples since college was standing next to me and said, "Pastor, there's a Niagara Fall in America." "Oh yeah. Is it like this size?" I said, "Are you kidding me?" You add about maybe 1,000 more. I said, "No, there could be fall that's 1,000 times bigger than this." I said, "Yes." It's their biggest fall in Cambodia. So all in all, I take away from this book is that I really enjoyed it. It's a good book, but it gave me motivation. Jen and I yesterday kind of joking about, hey, I want to buy actual motorcycle, not this motor 100cc. It's dangerous to take it on the national road. Maybe buy a decent touring bike and then tour these places in a motorcycle, make a videography and take photo, and then write some poetry about this location. And I took a poetry class at Berkeley, 1979, 1980. So, and I would like to just rekindle my English poetry skill and write a book, photo, poetry. Wow, that'll be cool. So I'm excited. This book really helped me. And I really repented of how culturally snobbish I was. This guy in the dirty location. I should really appreciate this country more and honor what the history has done. All right. Lord bless you. I've been fasting and I got this hiccup and woke me up at 2 a.m. by hiccup. So I start to hiccup. Maybe it's fatigue is doing that. So I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you guys.